It's your boy Girl here, back with another video, and today I got a special video, guys. Man, today we're back with the Tournament Power Season 106 Best Teams Guide. So you guys know the anniversary reveal is literally tomorrow, bro. So with that, we do got a new season as well. So this is gonna be the first season to get 1.5k CCs during the 7th anniversary. So we already kind of got leaked, you know what I'm saying? What else they're going to reveal. There's probably some other stuff that they're hiding. But yeah, man, they always got something to get leaked, you know what I'm saying? With that Goku, you know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, anything with that, in terms of the tournament power, TOP guide, I'm going to show you guys the best teams, how the units fluctuates every season. Certain teams gets a little bit better compared to others. So I usually just want to show you guys just like what's the best units to rock for this particular season. And if you guys do enjoy these type of videos, subscribe to the channel, leave a like. Road to 17k. I think we're at 16.6, so I appreciate all the love. And if you're watching the team, just watch the full segment before asking replacements, because I go through replacements after. I'll talk about the core that I have for them for this season. I talk about replacements, so watch the full segment for whatever team you're trying to build. And if you have questions regarding to stars and friendship levels and all that stuff, then ask me. Those are better questions than saying, what's the replacement for purple cell? When I already said that. But if you have a question like, all right, I have a 6-star cell and an 8 and a 9-star Zenkai LF cell, who would you prefer? That's a better question, So yeah, without further ado, let's get straight into the team. Let's start off with regen, as always. All right, so first we have regen. We have blast based regen. And whatever I come, with these teams, I always want to talk about the backup characters first. In terms of like your S and Z tier characters, that's going to be the most important units, because that's how you accumulate the most points to try to secure your 1.5k CCs if you get the 25 wins in a row. So in terms of regen this season, they got what's the name cooler back to Z tier, and the yellow EX Piccolo's back in the Z tier. So me personally, I might actually want to just try both of them. I could do where I might have like a 1 Z tier, 1 S. I could definitely do that, but I just want to try out just both. Now granted, I have 2 yellows, so I might have to replace LF Piccolo. Just depends on like how the part 2 route is. If we're facing a lot of reds, then I could go triple yellows. I could do that, because Piccolo will Zenkai buff both of those characters if they're all in the main 6. But I might change it up here. I might just take LF Piccolo out and have 2 yellows like that, and then just keep another C tier character like CMZ on the field. I might do that. So I might try something different this season. But if you don't have those 2, I think there's some other good S tier characters to choose from. For example, Green DKP is a S tier character, so you have him. His free to play, he's definitely really good. I do like this EX Omega. He's really powerful. I used to rock him all the time before I went to Boo Tanks, just because he gets the guaranteed blue. After that, you have free-to-play Super Boo, you have free-to-play Metal Cooler, free-to-play Perfect Form Cell, and then I would say Zenkai Metal Cooler. Those are like my favorite. Those are my favorite S tier characters. Anything else besides them, I'll probably include maybe the First Form Cell last, and then maybe the Zenkai Green Piccolo, but I'm not really the biggest fan of those 2. So when it comes to that, replacements, those are like the top ones that I like from S and Z. Now when it comes to the core of the team, Super Baby 2 is a must run, just the healing, the character that heals. He's probably one of the best healing characters in TOP, so you gotta have him. When it comes to like the blues and the yellows, I have LF Piccolo and Boo Tank, just because they both paired up with guaranteed blue cards every match. So just be able to kill your characters, your enemy characters really fast is important. Green wise, I just have DKP in there just because he's an S tier character, and he's one of the best viable greens that's not in the C tier spot, so I decided to get him a go. And then purple wise, I just decided to go with perfect form cell. I decided to go with 3 C tiers, so I decided purple is one of the region's worst colors, so I want to rock him as my main purple. And then red, I have CMZ. Even though he's strike based, he has high stats because he's a Zenkai character, and then I'm arch boosting him. He has max friendship level, and then he also healing himself every time. He gets a guaranteed blue every other match, and then he ramps up as well. So that's my main team. I can break down every color. Let's start off with let's start out with red. Red. If you have Ultra Cell at a high star, I'll definitely recommend him. It's just that I feel like a lot of people are going to have a 14 star Zenkai 7 CMZ, which is a higher stats, and it's hard to get dupes or copies of Perfect Form Cell, so that's why I always put him first. If you don't have Ultra Cell, another good characters, another good blast based characters is Goku Piccolo, and then the free to play Zenkai 7 Red 21. Really good characters to choose from in terms of red. And then after that, I'll probably say Buhan and then Piccolo Jr. I'll put Piccolo Jr. last. I think he's a little bit more valuable when he's in the boosted characters and the S tier instead of an A tier character. But those are like the best reds that I like. Now when it comes to yellow for the team, yellow, they have a lot of good strike based characters for yellow, for regen. So if not LF Piccolo, I really do like Majin Buu good. I think just the support and healing that he gives for the team is really nice. And then, you know, his Z ability is blast based for regen, so I like that as well. If not him, I'm going to go with Rage Shenron. I think Rage Shenron is another good choice to pick from on the yellow side. You know, when he gets hit by a blast or strike, he also gives certain things to the enemy, like he heals himself. There's the blast card, strike card, he, you know, gives him a can't not hit turn. After that, if it's not yellow, I mean, that's pretty much the best yellows. Then after that, let's go purple. Like I said, I think purple is one of Regen's worst colors. Right, you do have Perfect Form Cell, and then I would probably say out of the other C tier characters, I would say the Zenkai Perfect Cell is probably the best ones. DKP and Light Skin Piccolo, I don't think they're worth being a C tier character. And then, like I said, purple DKP is strike based, but also like that Zenkai Cell, but you know, he's a Zenkai character, so he has high stats, so I don't think it doesn't really matter for real. You could use Garlic Jr. Garlic Jr. is more strike based, but you could definitely use him. In the A tier spots, for the purple, you do have Super Buu. I think Super Buu is a really good character for sure. For purple, you have Super Buu. The A tier purple sucks. You have Garlic Jr. And then it's like I said, then it's like the Zenkai Cell. I'll say Light Skin Piccolo, Red Ribbon Army Piccolo, and then if you just need a purple, then I'll just say purple DKP last. After that, we're gonna talk about green. In terms of the S, like I said, DKP is a really good option. A tier, we have Baby Trunks. Baby Trunks is really good. I'm actually going to reference him. I think he actually did pretty solid for me. I'll put him like around third, especially him not being a C tier character. I'll put him third because I think he did pretty well for my team last season. And then after that, when it comes to the C tier, if you want to use one of your C tiers on a green character, I will go with First Form Cell Zenkai. The fact that he heals himself by 10% each time is utterly ridiculous. Cryhon, Evil Boo, and then Omega Shenron. Those are probably like the best C tier greens for regen. And after that, it's blue. Like I said, you need Super Baby too. So you're just finding a replacement for Boo tanks. Like I said, you have Omega, and then you do have that blue free to play cooler that's really good. Yeah, I think they can actually be ran on like as a main 6. That's how good they are. In terms of the A tiers, not really good. Don't mind them. Let's go to the B tier. Here, I do recommend Second Form Cell. If you don't have Boo Tanks, I think he's another good option, especially him now being in the B tier spot instead of the C tier. And then for the C tier, I'll say LF Kid Boo and Zamasu because they're more for the blast side of regen. And yeah, that's pretty much it with the regens and the replacements. Let's hop into the next team. Alright, so for the next team, we have blast based androids. And not gonna lie, this team has gotten better actually, because due to the Zenkai Blue 21. So if anything, like they actually have a better blue option now too. So like a really decent secondary option if you don't have blue MVP 17. And based off her kids, she looks pretty good, really good, like really good. So the team actually got better. So let's get straight into it. So yeah, let's talk about the S and Z tiers. I'm not gonna lie, I feel like the Z tier characters are not really good for androids this season. There really isn't no one that kind of sticks out to me unless you rock Android and you rock any of these characters and they did pretty solid for you. I just don't feel like they can take any damage. If I had to maybe pick one, maybe Super 17 or the Android 15, but I'm not really too sure. I might side a little bit more on Super 17 because he has some type of blast damage, but I mean, to each their own, right? So I really feel like their best characters are S tier, so they're gonna be more of a team that has, that's gonna hurt a little bit in terms of the points. But I feel like the two S tier characters I like is Android 13 and Cell Jr. They also have some really good other S tier characters. I do like the Perfect Form Cell. I do like the first form Cell. I do like EX17. I do like the second form Cell. I'll probably put him last for sure. He's definitely 6 on this server. But anyway, let's go to the main 6. We'll go to the main 6 here. I got MVP 17. I have first form the green Zenkai Cell. I have Ultra Cell. I have purple Future 17, and then I have the free to play 18, and I have the Zenkai first form Cell. So MVP 17, I just think he's just the best blue on Android's. Nullifications to like abnormal conditions and stuff is really nice for the team for like 2 times or 1 time. Really powerful there because a lot of debuffing characters that you're gonna be facing, so that's really nice. You have 2 healers. You have Cell here that heals the team and gives support, and he's giving HP, and he's Zenkai buffing the yellow androids, so that's going to help her out with Zenkai buffs. She's also giving support and healing for the team, so you have 2 healers, which is really nice. Then you have this guy that heals himself by 10%. He's giving debuff to his to the enemies at certain turns, and then he ramps up. He has really good solid damage, so can't go wrong with that. And then after that, I just added in his purple 17. I mean, he heals himself. He's able to get his gauge up a little bit. He kind of does. He's like a jack of all trades character. Good damage. He's able to ramp up his special move card a little bit, and then he's able to heal himself like twice. So I mean, you can't really go wrong with him. And he has ways of debuffing. So I just feel like he does it all. But there is something that he like super excels in. And then after that, for me, red, I have Ultra Cells. I just think he's like my highest starred, best like main red character for androids. But I'm gonna talk about the replacements anyways. So let's talk about let's start out with blue. Let's start out with blue for androids. I think the second best blue is going to be the Zenkai 18. You actually take a look at her kit, she actually gotten way better. She ramps up over time. She builds her gauge up every time she lands a strike or blast. So you guys are going 4 rounds, that's up to 20. Even if it ends in 3 rounds, that's 15. But then if you guys look here, start of the second turn, she gets her 40% to her gauge. So that means every other round she's going to get a guaranteed blue card, which is really powerful. And then if she defeats enemies, she gets a little bit more upgrades to herself and debuffs to the enemies. And then she has this nice stats. So I mean, the fact that she's also going to be Zenkai buffing blue TOP. So if you guys do rock her and 17 together, she would Zenkai buff the MVP 17 if you guys rock them together. So that's a really nice little duo there. If you guys want to do triple blue, double blues, you guys can rock them together, and that'll be pretty nice there if you guys want to do that. But yeah, after that is her. Then second, I'll probably say is second form Cell, and then anybody after that are pretty much strike based characters in terms of like Aider, Super 13, Celza, or Gamma 2. So in terms of the blast side, it's MVP 17, TOP 18, and second form Cell. After that, when it comes to green, like I said, I think first form Cell is the best character for androids, just because his healing 10% is ridiculous, bro. Like that's great survivability. If you don't have him, I do like Magenta here, because once they have 3 or less characters, he gets a guaranteed blue card. He has great debuffs for the team. I know that he prevails more in strike, but I just feel like his kit is really good for him to be second. After that third, I'll probably do Gamma 1. He has high key recovery, so he's usually going to be one of your first characters in attack. And then after that, I'll do Green 21. When it comes to purple, I think number 1 is Perfect Form Cell if you have him at high stars. After that, I will go. You could do Perfect Cell, the Zenkai one. I mean, he's strike based, but since he's just a Zenkai character, he has high blast stats in anyways, because his stats are high because he's I love Zenkai characters. So him being strike based doesn't really hurt him too much, not gonna lie. But I mean, like, the blast and strike stats are not even that far from each other. And then after him, I'll probably say it's a toss up between the GT 17 or the Future 17. It just depends on who do you have more stars with and what you kind of prefer more. GT 17, he has a little bit more better support and like debuffs. I think the other 17, he does a little bit better damage and he's able to heal himself. He's a little bit more centric to it. Like he's a little bit more selfish compared to the 17. So if you're looking for someone that has a little bit more support, then I'll go GT17. If you guys want someone that does a little bit more damage, I'll go with the future 17. And he's a newer character, so he's gonna have higher stats compared to the GT17. After that, we're gonna go yellow. Yellow has a lot of good options. Like I said, you have the free-to-play 18. I really do like her a ton. You have the first form Cell. I think he's core for the team just because of the HP buffs, the healing, the support is pretty nice for everybody. Then after that, I'll say, you do have Gamma 1 and 2 if you want them to be one of your main CE tier characters. You guys can add them. Just be mindful of not having too many C tier characters. After that, I'll probably say is the Future 18 here. Future 18 has some support and healing buffs. But I just don't think it's better than the 18, the Majin Buu Saga 18 free-to-play one. After that, you do have EX 18. I just think she's a little bit difficult to get high stars because she's an EX character. Then after that, I'll do Perfect Form Cell. Last, the free-to-play one. After that, the last thing is going to be Red. I think if you have a high star Super 17, I kind of prefer him over Ultra Cell. He's easier to get. He's been around for like what, a year and a half almost. So a lot of people are gonna have more dupes than Ultra Cell. Ultra Cell only had one banner, right? That got dropped. He doesn't have a return banner yet. So Super 17, I'll say Ultra Cell. After that, I'll probably do Tag Droids, free to play Red 21. And I'll do free to play 18. That's probably the best reds. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the androids team, for all the colors and replacements. Let's hop into the next team. Alright, so for the next team we have LOE Blast, and they actually got a new addition for their team as well. So they actually got that new free to play Golden Frieza, the green one. And I think even though he's in the C tier spot right now, he's pretty good, bro. He's pretty good, and I think it's worth that. You only having that LOE only having one C tier is still like pretty impressive that their core characters none of them are C tier besides this character, and that's because he's a new character. So give him a few seasons, he might mess around and be in B just like the second form himself. So let's take a look at the Z tier characters for LOE. LOE is really known just to have like just good Z's and S tier characters. Like it's just ridiculous how valuable the team is. Even Frieza Force. I need to start adding Frieza Force to the team. They're a little bit more broad than LOE, so I'm gonna start adding the Frieza Force team. I don't know, I'm gonna add them this season or next season, but I think a few of you guys rock Frieza Force too. So when it comes to the Z tiers for LOE though, you have Metal Cooler and then you have the red Final Form Frieza, and they're both just ridiculous. If you have them at like 7 stars minimum, I would say you can rock them. I do prefer you guys getting them to 9, but if you can get them around 7 minimum, they're runnable, but I recommend 9 stars. But anyways, if you don't have them, they still have some really good S tier options to choose from. You have the Zenkai Final Form, the Zenkai Metal Cooler. I really do. The Zenkai Full Power Frieza, the sparkling one, is pretty good. Mecha Frieza is a good option. You have the Blue Metal Cooler free to play, and then you have the free to play Final Form Cooler, and then also you have this EX Final Form Frieza, and you also have the Final Form Cooler. He's more strike based, so I'll put him last, but he's still a good option. So even in the S tier, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You really got 7. You got 7 good options, really 6, but I'll add in the Final Form Cooler EX last, but you got 7 good options there. And anyways, let's go to the core. So when it comes to the core, nothing much changed. If we're going to talk about the new character, the Frieza here, one of the things I really like about him is, the amount of debuffs he does is ridiculous. Like if he's defeated, well, we're not even going to calm down. But started the battle, he's slowly ramping up his gauge. He has nice damage buffs and key recovery. But the start of the third turn is where he started getting all these crazy debuffs here. Like he's able to cover 2/3 of the stage, all those debuffs. But then at the end there, he restores allies' health by 2. So you're restoring everyone's health by 2. Another healer for LOE besides having the Revival Frieza. So him and that Golden Frieza together are going to be healing the team. He does it by the row, the Revival Frieza, and then this guy's healing everybody. So he kind of has like that that EX first form cell type where he's just healing the full field in a sense, because it says allies health, so anyone that's alive is going to get healed. So that's really powerful for the team. Another healer like that, that's insane. But other than that, it's pretty much the same character, bro. I mean, you got Chilled. I mean, he's giving HP for the team. He's supporting the team. He just does so much high key recovery. And then he's going to Zenkai buff LF Final Form Frieza, not Final Form, LF Purple Frieza. Another character that has high key recovery for the team. He's also giving support. He also has a turn where like he immobilizes the enemy. Even with Shield, he does the same thing with his blue card. Pretty ridiculous. So I mean, those two together just really powerful. And then that, like I said, that LF Frieza is going to Zenkai himself with Shield's Z ability. He's getting double Zenkai buff. Then after that, like I said, your main damage dealer is going to be the Angel TOP Frieza, because he gets a guaranteed blue card start the first turn, and then depending on how many enemies are left at the end of the battle, he gets another guaranteed blue card or ultimate card if you have him placed on the yellow slot for the layout bonus. If you put him on the yellow, he gets an ultimate card instead. Your main damage dealer. Then after that, for red, you kind of just put in I just put the Zenkai Metal Cooler just because he's an S tier character. He's able to heal himself. He's not gonna really be doing nothing crazy. He's just there for survivability, and then just the color options. There's really just only two viable red characters for the LOE, right? In a sense, for the blast base. And in blue, you got Revival Frieza. He's giving support and he heals. So you have two healers on the team. Can't go wrong with that. And then he has 2 lives because he's a revival character. So you can't go wrong with that. And that's pretty much it with the team there. Let's talk about the replacements for each color. When it comes to red, I think red there's really no options for real. It's pretty much DBS Frieza, Zenkai Metal Cooler, and then LF Cooler. LF Cooler is strike based, but I might as well mention them because they don't really have that much options. After that, when it comes to yellow, Angel Golden Frieza's first. Then you have Full Power Frieza. Like I said, this guy's gonna be. I mean, he can be second. I'll say the EX Metal Cooler is second. Then I'll put him third. Then I'll put the LF Full Power Frieza fourth. When it comes to purple, it goes Chilled, it goes LF Frieza, it goes Mecha Frieza. Then it's pretty much just the strike-based characters of LOE, UGF, Go Frieza, Celza. When it comes to the green side, I'm going to put this Frieza first. After that, then I'm going to put the Zenkai Cooler second. After that, I'm going to put this free-to-play Final Form Frieza third. Fourth, I'm going to put the free-to-play Final Form Cooler. And then fifth, I'll probably do this summonable TOP Golden Frieza. After that, when it comes down to blue, I'm probably going to do Revival Frieza. Then I'm going to do the Blue Metal Cooler. And then it's pretty much just strike-based characters in the sense with Go Frieza and Celza. So, yeah, that's pretty much it with the team for LOE. Let's hop into the next team. Alright, next team I wanted to add in Frieza Force Blast Base. I think Frieza Force, like I said, is a little bit different with LOE because Frieza Force just has a little bit more characters to choose from. I think when it comes to like just having the best like Z's and S, I think Frieza Force has like just by far the best ones. You could say them and then maybe like movies just because of how broad the team is. But I just think the S and Z tiers is a little bit more broad to choose from. And you have a little bit more characters to choose because one, they're not all about just being coolers or Friezas or, in a sense, or chilled, like that one chill card. You have Frieza Force characters on that team. So you have a little bit more flesh, more characters to choose from. But then when it comes to like not being, LOE, you won't be able to use chilled. So, chilled is focused HP on LOE. So if you're going to rock some Frieza Force characters, you got to change, you got to change the team up a little bit. So let's talk about LOE. In terms of the Z tier characters though, if you do have a lot of just LOE characters, like a lot of Frieza characters, you can still rock the Metal Cooler, the EX Metal Cooler. Maybe if you have like 4+, you can still use them, but there's still some pretty other solid Z tier characters besides him that you guys can choose from. Like I said, you still have the red EX Frieza. And if you don't have them, then I'll say some other good characters that I like. I'll go with the EX Ramon. I mean, he is range type, so he's going to be a little bit better. Then I'm going to go with Nabana because he has the nice debuffs. And then I'll go with Orlin. I mean, he's strike based, so I'm going to put him last because we're focused on a blast based Frieza Force team. But he can still be used as well. After that, like I said, that's for the Z tier. For the S tier characters, they have a lot of characters to choose from. I mean, you have, like I said, Jason Birder. I don't have Raccoon and Goldo, but they're probably going to be in the S tier. Naval is a really good character because he heals the team as well. After that, you do, like I said, you have Revival Captain Ginyu. He's strike based, but he's really good. You have Mecha Frieza. You have this green Final Form Frieza. You have Raspberry. You have Monray. You have a pool, right? You got a lot of good characters to choose from. So I'm, like I said, I'm going for more for the blast base. You also have like the Sparking Frieza there too. So you got a lot of characters to choose from the S tier as well for the backup. Now when it comes to the main 6 here, the only thing I really changed is I really took out was like I said, chilled, and I took out the Zenkai Metal Cooler just because there's just better options to choose from. And what I did here, I put Revival Frieza in the middle, so he's able to heal the people to the left and the right of him, so that's pretty nice. And then I put Final Form Frieza still in there. He has high key recovery, he gives support for the team still, which I really like. And then you can just basically just give support for the people on the left and right of him. I'm actually going to put Naval down there so he's actually supporting everyone around him, which is nice. And yeah, and basically what this team is, you have 3 healers, right? You have the TOP Frieza. He heals at the end of 3rd turn, or the start of 3rd turn. Then after that, you have a pool, not a pool, but Naval. Naval heals the first two turns, but it's only by 1%. And then you have Revival Frieza that heals. And then, like I said, Angel, the yellow Angel Frieza. I mean, he's basically like your main damage dealer for the team, so you can't go wrong with him. And then Jason Birder, I mean, it's the fact that they're probably like this the best red blast base team unit to choose from. If you have them at high star, they can switch from blue if they're fighting type disadvantage, which is really nice. And then that's pretty much like why I just choose them, because I just feel like they're just the best red. I know they're half red, but I feel like they're just the best character to choose from, especially them being in the S tier spot. So the team doesn't really change from LOE, just a little bit. I mean, you have a little bit more healing. You have 3 healers compared to 2, and then like I said, you have a little bit more offense with the red compared to the Zenkai Metal Cooler. And then, like I said, your backup characters, you have more broad backup characters to choose from. So it's a team that has high points, just broader. When it comes to the colors, though, when it comes to red, let's see. Red, like I said, I mean, I do like the EX Frieza. I like Jason Birder. I like the DBS Frieza. You could use 8 Vegeta, but he's more strike based. You guys could use Raditz, but Raditz is in the C tier spot. But I mean, a character that has low key recovery, but a guaranteed blue card, you could definitely give him a go if you want to have, want to use one of your C tiers. Go ahead. And then after that, you do have Raspberry there. After that, when it comes to yellow, Angel Golden Frieza, you do have the Sparking Frieza. Full power, you have Ella full power Frieza, and then you have Monray as your main 6. Like, this is for main 6. You could add in Orlin, but he's better off being a backup. Purple wise, like I said, Ella Frieza, Mecha Frieza, Revival, Captain Ginyu. You even do have this EX Ginyu. I think he's pretty good. And then I'll probably put a pool, and then the strike base is like UGF Go Frieza. And I know that Captain Revival Ginyu is strike based, but he's a Revival character, so that boosts his stats up a little bit. Green, the new free-to-play Frieza, Naval. You also have this free-to-play Frieza. He kind of does the same thing as Naval in terms of healing and support. After that, I'll probably do the summonable TOP Frieza here in terms of being part of the main 6. Blue-wise, like I said, you have Jason Birder. You do have Revival Frieza. And then I'll probably say Nabana. I mean, you could also do this Broly here, this free-to-play Broly. He's also really good as well. All the other blues like Broly Chila and like Nappa, for example, or Go Frieza, they're strike-based. Some put them a little bit lower on the list. But yeah, after that, let's hop into the next team. Alright, next team we have strike-based Vegeta Clan team. I'll only say rock this team if you have Ultra Mazda Vegeta. I don't have Ultra Mazda Vegeta, but I know there's a few people that rocks Vegeta Clan. Only rocks this team if you have Ultra Mazda Vegeta. I just don't think the team is just that good compared if you don't have them. But I have a few Vegeta clan lovers out there, so let's get straight into the vid. So in terms of the backup characters though, they always have some good S tier characters. Now when it comes to the Z tier, they do have Kid Trunks, the transforming one, so I decided, hey, I think he's just the best one out of all of them. So I'm just going to include him in there for sure. I think, you know, him being a transforming character, he has the nice stats. And he has high, you know, he has decent damage, afflicted buffs, and reduction of damage, I believe, right, when he transforms. Oh, he has no reduction. Yeah, only 10. But, you know, that's good enough. That's good enough. That's pretty viable as a Z tier character. So I'm going to go to the S. I usually just go with the green shredder trunk just because he has double offensive Z ability. So, I mean, it helps with the strike attack side. If you don't have him, though, I think some good options that I like here. You do have the Zenkai Majin Vegeta. You do have Drip Trunks. Anybody else that I like? I'll probably say fourth, maybe be like the Super Saiyan Vegeta. Then I'll probably do like the Super Saiyan free-to-play Trunks, and then I'll do the future Super Saiyan 2 free-to-play Trunks. I'll probably like my top 6 that I like for this season for the S tier spot. Now when it comes to the main 6, like I said, I don't have Majin Vegeta, but this yellow character would be Majin Vegeta. Then after that, you do have Sword of Hope Trunks. You could take Sword of Hope Trunks out and just do Grunks. They do have equal stats in Strike and Blast. So if you want to just do Grunks, if you have them at higher stars, or you want to go, you know, with a full just blue character, I have Sword of Hope Trunks. If you have Fusion Vegito, that team will work. But like I say, he starts off with Vegeta Clan, then they turn into a fusion character. So I mean, you know, they might not get the buffs when they transform. I believe start of third turn. So keep that in mind. Then after that, for my green, I have LF Super Saiyan Trunks. I just believe, just like his kit is pretty nice in terms of, I believe he actually has high key recovery, which is really nice, and then he slowly builds up his gauge and he heals himself by 3, so that's really nice. I don't think I have the best Vegeta Clan characters, but I'll tell you that when it comes to the replacements. Bullet Vegeta is there for support and damage for everyone around them, just like that free-to-play Majin Buu Saga Vegeta, just 2 healers and support characters for the team. And then after that, I just added Trunks and Mai for the team because they heal themselves by 5% for each match, and then they give allies buff that's near them. So I decided just you know, as a 6th character, I decided I always add them. But in terms of the best characters or best replacements for each color, for red, let's take out this. For red, there's a few options. Am I missing a red for Vegeta? I am missing like that Super Trunks, but I don't think he's that good of a character. Anybody else I'm missing? I don't think so. But yeah, in terms of like just support wise, you know, you got the free to play Majin Buu Vegeta. In terms of just offense, I would go with Super Vegeta. I would go with 8 Vegeta, Trunks and Mai, and then that Zenkai Majin Vegeta. And in terms of just being a damage dealer for the red. Yellow, like I said, is Ultra Majin Vegeta. Then I'll probably say is Fusion Gogeta Blue, just because they are part Vegeta Clan until they fuse. And after that, it's really just blast based characters. You could do the Majin Buu Yellow Vegeta because he heals sand. So if you have a lot of just Vegeta characters compared to Trunks, you can use, he has a little bit more value. And then the other ones are just blast based, like TV and Evo Vegeta. After that, we do have purple. Purple, like I said, I'm gonna just go with Bulla Trunks, not Bulla Vegeta, just because of the support and healing for the team. After that, I'll probably go Grunks, just because I mean they're half blue, half purple, and it's the way that they get like 50% of their gauge, special move gauge, easily in a match. You know, every other match they're gonna get a guaranteed blue, which is really powerful. And then after that, I'll probably just go with Blue Boys. That's probably like the best blues. Then, like I said, like Green Shredder Trunks, but I think he's more better as a backup character. But in terms of main 6, those are like my favorite 3. Green, if you guys have Diamond Vegeta is definitely number 1. His kit is ridiculous based off what I've seen on his TOP kit. After that is LF Super Saiyan Trunks for me. I'll go Tag Force. And then after that is really like Evoken, and then the Zenkai Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta, just because he heals by 5% and ramps up. After that, in terms of blue, we have Fusion Super Vegito. You do have Grunks. You do have Sword of Hope Trunks. And then I'll probably say 4th would be like the Boo Bros, but they're blast based, you know, so that's why I put them 4th. So yeah, that's pretty much it with the Vegeta Clan strike base team. Let's hop into the next team. Alright, so next we have is going to be a Majin Buu Saga Blast base team. When it comes to their Z's and S, they actually got a better, this is actually a better season for them. Usually they be getting hold, sometimes just like uni reps. So when it comes to the Z tiers this season, based off of people that uses Majin Buu Sagas in my comments, I think the best ones here is the Transformer Kid Trunks. I know he's strike based, but I know he doesn't, his Z ability doesn't buff Majin Buu Saga. A lot of these characters Z ability doesn't buff Majin Buu Saga, but in terms of just overall being a Z tier character, like you should just rock him just because just to guarantee high points, and I just think he's a really valuable Z tier character this season. If you don't have him, I'll probably say second. That's in the Z tier for Majin Buu Saga is that EX Gotenks. He does have reduction of damage, so he can tank a little bit better than a typical old EX character, and he does have decent damage afflicted buffs for 3 turns. Then after that, I'll say is EX Dabura. He does give support for his allies, but I just don't think he can take damage. But I'll probably put him third. When it comes to S tiers, though, the S tiers, they got some really good S tier characters. Number one for me is I'll put TN, just because he has like if you have him maxed out, 42 to base blast, and then 42 to strike defense, 42 blast attack, and then 42 strike defense. So that's really good for just being a blast based team. After that, I would say Super Buu here. I mean, he gives support for event exclusive in Majin Buu Saga. He does stun, and then he also has high key recovery, which is nice. And then after that, I'll say is going to be Videl. I don't really know her kit. She's strike based though, unfortunately, but I mean, she just has she's going to have a pretty strong kit because she came from the Legends Fest, so her kit is newer. She's going to have high stats and numbers, damage numbers and stuff like that. And then also I'll say last will be the Zenkai Majin Vegeta. He's strike based as well, but I think he's just an overall good character too. Now when it comes to the main characters, usually how I build my team, I kind of really focus on just having like 3 main damage characters for the Majin Buu Saga, like my iteration of the team. So I always have Ulton because I have them at good stars. Then I have the Zenkai Majin Buu, or the Zenkai Buu Bros. So I think there's another offensive character that's really nice. And then I also have the Gotenks, at 13 stars. So in terms of damage, my main 3 are at good stars, so I decided to go with that. And then after that, I just kind of fill with the other characters with like kind of support and healing. I have Majin Buu good, and then 18. They're kind of doing the same roles. They both Z ability does help with blast attack, which kind of sucks with Gotenks and Ulton, is because they do double defense. So you want to have a lot of blast based Z abilities for the team. And the fact that their main damage really doesn't do it, I kind of added in both of them because one, they support the team in terms of damage and healing, and then their Z abilities both helped with blast attack for Majin Buu Saga, which is good. And then after that is I have Pui Pui because of HP, and then he gives support damage for the team as well. And I'm also going to show you guys some replacements. I know a lot of you guys don't have Pui Pui because he was a pretty rare character. I think he dropped what, 5th Annie, before 5th Annie. So I don't know if a lot of you guys were playing the game at the time, but yeah, best characters for each color. Start off with red. Red for me, I'm gonna go Gotenks. I'm gonna go Shin second. Third, for a blast based team, I'm gonna go Buhan. Fourth, I'll probably say Zenkai Super Saiyan 3 because he's blast based. He doesn't buff the team. And then 5th and 6th, I'm gonna go with the red free to play Vegeta, and then Zenkai Majin Vegeta. You can also add her in here, but I just not the biggest fan of her defense. She does have good healing, but I just don't think her defense is good. Yellow, like I said, it's for the blast based side of the team. I don't have like Ultra Majin Vegeta or the Super Saiyan 3 Goku that transforms. I don't have Fusion Vegito, so this is blast based. I feel like that just the best 2 blast based for this team is Yellow 18 and Majin Buu good. I mean, they both do the same roles, but everybody else is pretty much strike based for the team. And if they are not strike based, then their Z ability doesn't really buff the team. Like Gotenks, for example, he is part of Majin Buu Saga, but he's helping out like Sun Fam and hybrids. This Vegeta, he's helping out pretty much Saiyans. This Kid Buu is better on strike base, regen, for example. Like this guy, Fusion Warriors, So when it comes to purple, I think purple might be their worst color. Not the worst color, actually. I'm tripping. Number one, I'll say Ultron. Number two, I'll say the free-to-play Super Saiyan 3 Goku if you want a more support character instead of an offensive character. And then number three, I would say is Super Buu for like the blast base side of the team. Green, I will say number one. For me, I'm just going to put Pui Pui just because of the HP and the damage deflected buffs he gets for his allies. That's pretty valuable to me. After that, for a blast base team, I'm going to go Evil Buu. And then probably third, I'll probably do the transforming Super Saiyan 3 Goku. That's pretty much like my top three for the, like being part of the main six. Blue wise, Blue, I'm gonna go Voodoo. I know they don't buff the team, but I just think they're just the best blue blast base for the team. Part of the main six. After that, you have TN. I mean, his Z ability is good. He also has nice damage inflicted buffs and health restoration buff for his allies, which is good. I just think he's way more valuable as an S tier character. And then pretty much everybody else is just not really buffing the team. Like Boo Tanks. Boo Tank has a guaranteed blue card, but he's not buffing. He's buffing PO and Regen. Dabura, he's buffing blue. He can Zenkai buff blue Majin Buu Saga. He's just not. His regular Z Boo is buffing blue. Then you have like LF Kid Boo, that's pretty good. But he's, for Regen and PO. He doesn't buff Majin Buu Saga. So I just think pretty much blue is kind of whole. Like there's really only like one true blue like blast based Majin Buu Saga character, and that's like TN. You do have, like I said, like Fusion Vegeta and stuff, but that's strike based side of Majin Buu Saga. So and yeah, that's pretty much it with the team. Let's hop into the next team. Alright, next we have is strike-based movies. When it comes to movies is such a broad team, so instead of really focusing on my main six characters, that's just really just the best characters I have. I'm just going to talk about just the best characters overall, and you kind of just build off your box, because they just have so many characters to choose from movies, and I just think that it's just like you can do a movies PO, you can do a movies Saiyans, you can do a movies hybrids, you can do a movies whatever. There's just so many options to choose from. So let's get straight to it. So let's talk about the backup characters. In terms of the Z, even if you have better like blast based characters, just choose the best available one. Like I said, they're characters that's just going to help you get more points so you can secure that 1.5k CCs. So for me, EX Metal Cooler and then Bardock, they're really good characters to choose from in the Z tier spot. And then some other options that I like is going to be the Super Saiyan Teen Gohan from from the second Broly, the Broly second movie. Then after them, I do like Beedle and Bujin, and then 6 I will probably put Zangia. Those are probably like my favorite 6. Now when it comes to the S tier side, so many characters to choose from. This is how broad the team is. Let's get straight to it. Like if you're gonna rock a lot of cooler characters, then Thouser gets his value erupts because he gets a lot of buffs being paired up with coolers. EX Final Form Cooler, the Red Turles, the Green EX Frieza, Goku, Yellow EX Broly, Sparking Tapion, Sparking Free-to-Play 13, Metal Cooler, Drip Trunks, Super Saiyan, Vegeta there. And then also this Fisku, he gets 50% of his special move gauge, which is nuts. It's insane, right? Now, when it comes to when it comes to the main 6, it just kind of depends on the best characters you have. So I'm gonna just go by each color and just tell you guys who I feel like is just the top best colors for each. And if you have them, just use them because the movies team is just so broad. So let's go with red first. Red, in my opinion, you have characters like Red Beast, you have Nerd Gohan, you have LF Cooler. Who was fourth? Pan. Alright, you go Pan, then you go Red Beast, then you go Nerd Han, then you go LF Cooler. Then after that, you have like the Zenkai buffers like Tapion and Great Saiyaman 1 and 2. That's really nice for the team in terms of the red that I like. Hopefully, I'm not missing any other characters from movies that I haven't summoned for and got. Yellow is going to be Ultra Yellow Beast. He's just utterly ridiculous. Just by far undisputed #1 for movies Yellow. After that, you do have Zenkai Gogeta Blue. You do have Go Tanks. And you do have Fusion Gogeta Blue in terms of your strike-based yellows. All the other yellows are blast-based. And hopefully I'm not missing any other yellows for movies. After that, in terms of purple, for me, I think like utility-wise, Garlic Jr. just because it's, he heals, he ramps up, transforms, And then he's getting like nullification to like downgrades to his allies, like 4 of his allies if he's in the center spot, which is really powerful in a diamond shape in a sense. And after that, you do have, you know, offensive characters like UGB and UGF. Then you also have characters like Blue Boys. That's really good in terms of the offensive wise. Then after that, you got like Red Ribbon Army Piccolo, Light Skin Piccolo. You know, kind of like in that lower tier ish. Hopefully, I'm not missing any other characters for movies for the purple side. After that, we got Green. I know for a fact that God Goku is a really good character to choose. He gets a guaranteed blue or ultimate card if you rock him on a yellow layout bonus. He gets a guaranteed blue card every match, which is really powerful. After that, I do like Magenta. I like the debuffs he gives. I like the guaranteed blue he gets when there's 3 enemies or less remaining, which is really powerful. I think that just helps with killing off the full team and getting those extra points. After that, I mean, maybe Dragon Fist and then Drip Trunks. I don't think I'm missing any other characters, sunnable characters from the movie side of Green. I just don't think none of them are, like, really kind of impressed me, for real. So maybe Videl, probably 5th, right? Orange Piccolo's like, meh. The green bro, all the DBS Brolys that's green are meh. In terms of blue, you do have Blue Beast Gohan, you have Ultra Janemba, you have Ultra Super Gogeta, you do have LF DBS Broly. Then you have Ultra Turles. And then like the next tier below them, I'll probably say it's gonna be like the 8ers, the Gamma 2s, the Super 13s, the free to play metal cooler, the free to play metal cooler. And then like characters like Fisku as well. His value because he's in the S tier spot. Then you also have like solid characters like this free to play Bojack. That's okay. So I just think that there's just so many tiers that you can choose from movies that it's kind of just pick the best characters you have for each color, and then hopefully it builds. But like I said, I really think like just the movies hybrids is just the best build. Just use Pan and have all the Gohans, and then you're good to go. So yeah. Anyways, let's hop into the next team. Alright, so next we have Stripe Base GT. Pretty much for the Z tier spot, if you guys have that EX GT Trunks, that new one, not the one that's on my screen, just use them. I know he's better on the Blast Base side, but in terms of his best availability, he's just the best overall Z tier. Best just high tier character for GT. GT needs more characters for sure. They just stopped buffing them after the 6th Annie, and then like no more buffs after. It's just crazy to me. But anyways, let's hop into the S tier. I think the best S tier is going to be EX Omega, and it's going to be EX Oob. And then after that, to me, it's probably going to be the Zenkai Yellow Vegeta. Then the tier after them is pretty much going to be like EX Shin, Nova, Ice, pretty much. So anyways, hopping to the main 6 here. The main 6, I pretty much just have Super Baby 2 and Bull Vegeta. That's going to be my main healers and support for the team. They're pretty much going to be on both the strike and blast side. I know that Bull Vegeta is better on strike, but I just like having both of them in terms of just survivability and being able to survive throughout the full 25 fights. Now when it comes to the other characters, in terms of green, like I just have tag 4. They're just the best green strike option for the team. Like they're pretty much, it's just them and then like Ella Gogeta 4. Oops, my bad. After that, we have Super Baby 2. I mean, the fact that he's in the B tier, you know, I have my high star decided to give him as my main, you know, yellow character. I don't have to use a C tier character on him, so I can, you know, preserve that, and we can gain more points off of that, not using another C tier character. After that, I decided to go with the Super Saiyan 3 Goku here. The reason why is because, let me go back. I think he's C tier, right? Am I mistaken? I think he's C tier. Is he C tier? No, he's in the B tier spot. So I mean, the fact that him and Super Baby 2 are going to both be double Zenkai buffing each other as the main 6 is nice. So I mean, that just helps with more damage and more defense for them two together. So nice synergy there. I decided just to, you know, rock them together because of the Zenkai buff that they have for each other is really nice. So I do like that a lot. And then last but not least, just a red character. I decided to go with the red Kid Goku just because he's in the A tier spot. You know, probably one of the higher tier A characters. I could have just went to B and picked like Zenkai Omega because he has higher stats. You know, it is what it is. If you want to, I just didn't want to have too many B tier characters. I have 3 B tier characters. I wanted to just add in just 1 A tier character at least, because I don't know, 2 C tier characters with a lot of B tier characters. I mean, you can still get it. You can still get that points because last season I had 3 C tier characters. I had 2 S tier characters, and then I had 2 B tier characters, and then I think I had 1 A tier character, and I was able to get the 1K CC. So it's kind of a similar build in a sense. So I think it's definitely still doable. When it comes to the best colors for each team, though, for the stripe based side of GT, red, like I said, is pretty much for the main 6. It's pretty much Kid Goku and then Zenkai Omega. Me personally, I think Omega is better. I think it goes Omega then Kid Goku. But I just didn't, like I said, I didn't want to add too many B tier characters on my team, so I decided just to rock him because he's an A tier. Yellow wise, I think it's going to be Super Baby 2 Forku, and then yellow Shin because he's a Zenkai buffer. If you want to do double yellows, I do recommend you guys can have maybe a C tier character like Forku and then Shin together, so then Forku can get Zenkai buff. He can get Zenkai buff twice, and then Shin Zenkai buffs himself. Or you guys could do him and Super Baby 2, and then Super Baby 2 gets the Zenkai buff. You guys could do something like that, just based off your build. After that, when it comes to purple, it's going to pretty much be Ultra Gogeta 4, and then after that, it's pretty much Bola Vegeta. And then if you want to do Celza, half blue, half purple, you can add them. And then the Forku, Zenkai Forku strike base. The only reason why I'm not mentioning GT17 is because he's blast base. So, and he's the only best. He's the only blast base for purple. Green wise, like I said, it's not really that many characters to choose from. It's pretty much Tag 4s and then LFG4. The other good greens are pretty much blast based. Then for the blue, Super Baby 2 is Core, and then after that I will say is Super Saiyan 3 GT Goku, and then after that is Celza. So yeah, that's pretty much it with the stripe base of GT. Let's hop into the blast base. Alright, next we have is going to be GT blast base. And it's basically for the backup characters, going to basically be the same thing I talked about for the strike base side. If you do have that new the newer EX GT Trunks, rock them. This pretty much is the best team that he wants to be paired up with, GT Blast. So if you have them, use them. If not, then just go to the S tier side. And you know, like I said, EX Oob and EX Shenron are just the best 2 options. And then after that is the yellow Zenkai Vegeta. And then after that is pretty much like Ice and EX Shin and Nova. Like, you know what I'm saying? So to me, I think it's just really only 3 of them is the Zenkai Super Saiyan Vegeta, and then Shin and Oob, in my opinion. After that, in terms of the core characters, I always add Super Baby 2 and Bola Vegeta just because of the healing and the support helps with survivability. And then in terms of the other 4, like GT17 is the only purple blast based character, so like he's pretty much the only character to choose for purple. After that, green, I go with Omega just because of the debuffs and just the damage inflicted buffs he has. He's just by far just the best green, so you just got to use him. Red is basically the same thing as well with Super 17. There's some other red options you can use. I just think that Super 17 is just undisputed, especially what he does in terms of absorbing blast cards, and then every time he lands a blast card, the amount of debuff he does. Like him and Omega debuffs together is pretty insane. And then yellow wise, I just did Shin because he has a double offensive Z ability for blast and strike, so that just helps just dealing more blast side of damage wise for the team, because Super Baby 2 and Bola Vegeta, their Z abilities does not help with blast attack. I think one does like blast defense or strike defense. I think Super Baby 2 does strike defense, and I think Bola Vegeta is more like strike attack. Yeah, or double defense. Yeah, so everybody else's offensive Z abilities is blast for the main 6. So when it comes to the red, best GT red, let me actually take off the S tier. It's going to be Super 17. After that, I would say free to play Shin, free to play Super Saiyan Goku, and then I would say Vegeta 4. After that, when it comes to yellow, it's pretty much Rage Shenron and then Zenkai Shin, depending on which one you want to choose. You can pick one. He does double offense, so I just went for more for the Z ability wise, but overall, I think he's a better character. He just does double defense, so just pick one. Especially every time he gets hit with blast or strike, he gets extra little effects to the enemies or to himself. Blast, he heals. Strike, he gives them a paralyze or just can't attack for that one turn, which is pretty nice. And then he gives support buffs, depends on where you place them for his enemies. So that's pretty cool for the rage. And then after that, purple, like I said, is only just GT17 for the purple wise. Like a blast based purple, just him. Everybody else is strike based. Green, Omega. After that, I would say is Baby Trunks second. Then after that, I would say is Full Power Super Saiyan 4 Goku. And then, like I said, you also have that EX GT Trunks, that new one. But he's better off as a backup character. And then for the blue wise, the Super Baby 2, it's Omega Shenron. And then pretty much it. And then I guess Spirit Bomb Goku. I'm just not really the biggest fan of his kit for real. I think it's not bad. I think it's okay. He ramps up pretty slow. I think it's not bad. You know, I just don't think he's just worth being a C tier character. I don't think his kit is C tier worthy, in my opinion. So yeah, that's pretty much it with the GT Blast. Let's hop into the next team. Alright, so next we have Unireps, man. Unireps has been getting some love, man. So I mean, you know, once the 7th anniversary starts, bro, we're gonna get some more characters for this team. So I'm curious to see how they TOP Z abilities go. You know what I'm saying? Not like we already know what's coming, you feel me? But anyway, let's talk about the blast based side of Unireps. They actually got 2 good additions. They got the free to play Golden Frieza and then that Zenkai 18, the yellow 18. So I mean not the yellow, but the blue Zenkai 18. She's really good. Her TOP kit is really good. So all right, let's get straight to it. So let's talk about the backup characters. The Z tier, trash. They have no good Z tiers. Well, let's go down to the S tier. S tier, the characters that I like, and they guys got a few S tier characters that still remain. They usually be holding like the full EX characters, like they all go to A or they all go to S and Z. But you know, they drop a few. You know what I'm saying? They wanted to get TOP some love, right? Unirep some love because they about to get that buff. Or like, you know, we might not know that. We might not know that. So in terms of the backup characters though, we have Dispo, because he's just a blast based character for the team. So I mean, he just helps. And then EX Topo, he helps because he has neutral. So I just feel like they're just like top 2 best EX characters to choose from. The other ones that you can use is EX Jiren. EX Jiren is kind of more suited for the strike based side. Same with EX Bergamo. Same with the EX Blue Champa. They're more better on the strike based side. But in terms of just overall, I still think those are like the best 5. Now when it comes to the main team, you gotta have EXKL because she's just really like she's a healing and support character. But with the new addition of the green Frieza here, he also heals the allies by 2% at the end of starter turn 3, right? Third turn, he heals his allies by 2%. So you have another healer with him. So I think he's really valuable. Now, granted, right now he's in the C tier spot. I think in a few seasons he's gonna be moved to B, just like the second form Cell. But I think that's really valuable, just having another healing character for your team. Him and Kale will be really nice. So for survivability for sure. So I wanted to add him on the team. After that, like I said, MVP 17 is kind of like just the main blue character for sure that I still like. I mean, the immunity stuff that he gets for his allies, and then, you know, he just does a lot for the team. I still think he's the main blue, but he's not the only blue. You guys can use another character if you have them at like 14 stars and Kai 7. They might have higher stats if you have like a 2-star MVP 17. After that, yellow Angel go to Frieza. We already know guaranteed blue cards. Depending on how many characters left in the 4th turn, he gets another one. If you have the yellow layout bonus, he gets a ultimate card instead of the blue first turn and the last turn, depending on the allies remaining, which is really powerful. So he's like your main damage dealer. And then when it comes to purple, bro, it's pretty much LFGN or LFUI in terms of just like being a strong, powerful purple blast based character for Unireps. As of this recording. Then after that, red, I just added in red with Gambo just because his HP wise, he nullifies one attack, he ramps up, he heals, he gets damage inflicted buffs, and like I said, he's HP for the team, so that's higher survivability for your team, so you can survive 25 matches in a row. Now when it comes to the best characters for each color, let's get straight to it. Now when it comes to red, it's pretty much Bergamo or MUI Goku, just because after this recording, because MUI Goku has equal stats, so he can be ran on Strike or Blast. He also has like the evade thing, which is really nice as well. But then, like, I think to say, like, for value wise, I have no clue what I said there. Value wise, HP, I mean, he nullifies enemies' attack. He ramps up. He heals himself too. Is Bergamo. After that, when it comes to yellow, like I said, it's going to be Angel Go to Frieza, number 1. Number 2, I'll probably say is going to be Ultra UI. Then second, maybe Ultra Kaioken. Then fourth is Evo Vegeta. My bad. And then probably fifth is probably going to be Roshi. Purple is pretty much LF Jiren and LF UI. After this recording, green, I'm going to go with the green TOP free-to-play Frieza for sure. Then after that, it might be God Topo then Evoken, in my opinion, for sure. And then blue, you have MVP 17 and excuse me. You have Zenkai TOP 18. Now, I mean, every other match she's going to get a guaranteed blue card because every time she lands a Strike of Blast, he ramps up. And, you know, we have 4 turns max, so you can get up to 20. Sometimes you might kill them in 3 turns or 2 turns. So she get up to like 10 to 15, I mean 10 to 20 per match. Let's say you guys beat them every, you know, 3rd turn or 4th turn. At the start of the 2nd turn, she gets 40% to her gauge. So every other match she's gonna get a guaranteed blue card, which is nice. And then she gets extra buffs if she defeats an enemy, like healing her allies, damage inflicted buffs, and then debuffs for her allies if she dies. But we don't care about that. She ramps up and she has nice damage inflicted buffs, so she's a really good option as well for blue. Right? Yeah, MVP 17 and then her for the blast base side of the team. I mean, I think overall, even strike base, she'll work. I think her stats is actually pretty equal, if I'm not mistaken. Cause she's, oh no, she's more strike. Yeah, but her stats are equal. So, yeah, that's pretty much it with the strike. I mean, the blast base side of Unireps. Let's hop into the strike. All right, next we have Unirep strike base team, and let's get straight to it, bro. So for the Z tier, they have nobody, so don't worry about that. For the S tier, there's 5 total characters to choose from. You have, for the strike base side though, the better 3 is going to be EX Jiren, Bergamo, and then the blue EX Champa, because they're more suited for the strike base side of the team. But 2 other good characters to choose from as well as EX Dispo and EX Topo, if you're just trying to pick just the best overall. If you might have more stars on them, they're still a good option to choose from. So after that, we got the main 6 here. MVP 17. I know he's blast based, but he could definitely work on this team still. If you want to just add him, there's also another option to choose from. There's 18. There's that Zenkai 18. So if you don't have him, if you have him at low stars, you can definitely rock her. If you have her at like Zenkai max stats, max stars and stuff. So after that, EX Kale, just because of the healing and support she gives for the team. Yellow Kaioken Goku, just like Angel Frieza. I mean, he transforms 2nd turn, guaranteed blue card, which is really, you know, really powerful for the team in terms of just wiping the enemy. Then you have Go Frieza, just by far is the best offensive purple. I mean, they don't even really have like a main solid offensive purple, right? So for now, after this recording, and then after that, we have Green Kiawe. I think she's just kind of really just the only like strike based green, kind of like just overall like just the best one, like undisputed. And after that, I just have Bergamo for HP and the value he gives for the team, like, you know, nullification, he heals himself, and then he ramps up over time. I think he's pretty solid. So let's talk about the best colors for each character. The best units for each color for the strike base side of Unireps. Let me take out the S tier. For red, I think there's the more options now. You got like MUI Goku, you have Ultra Hit, you have Casserole, and then you have Bergamo. I think those are like just the best red options. Yellow is pretty much the Sparking, Kaioken, Transforming Goku. All the other yellow options are blast based, so you can do like if you just want to add Angel Frieza, maybe you want to add Kaioken and Angel Frieza because they both do guaranteed blues. You can do that. You have Ultra UI, you have Ultra Kaioken, then you have Evo Vegeta, but they're all blast based. Purple, the only like good purple strike based character is Go Frieza. They're half blue, half purple, but they're just the best purple still. Green is pretty much Green Kiawe. And then if you're going to just pick somebody else, you're just going to go blast based with like Golden Frieza, the new free to play Golden Frieza. And then it's just going to be like, you're going to pick like Topo, Jiren, I don't think he's worth being a C tier character, so you're just gonna be picking blast based characters like even the Sun will go into Frieza. So in terms of strike based green, he always is by far the best. Blue, like I said, Kale is much needed for healing and support. And then then in terms of like an offensive blue, you can keep MVP 17. He thrives more off the blast based side. I think his stats is more. Yeah, it's pretty close. It's pretty close. But if you don't have him at high stars, then definitely Zenkai TOP 18. I mean, every other turn she's gonna get a guaranteed blue. And if she does kill an enemy, she actually heals her allies as well and gives them deflected buffs. And then she has, you know, she's a Zenkai character. She has high stats, and then she has the high damage numbers and reduction numbers. So that's really nice as well. So pretty good, pretty good, pretty good. So yeah, we're also gonna be getting more characters. You know, once they revealed it, you know, based off the stuff we've seen, it looks like they're still giving more love to TOP. So I'm curious to see what characters they drop and how their TOP kits are. And let's hop into the last team, hybrids. Alright, the last team we're going to be talking about is going to be strike-based hybrids. Not the last team, but this is the last tag. But yeah, let's get straight into it, bro. We're talking about the backup characters. We're going to talk about, they got some good Z-tier characters, I ain't going to lie. They got for both strike and blast, honestly. If we're talking about for the strike-based characters only in the Z-tier, Transforming Kid Trunks is really valuable. Character that's transforming, and then he has you know, good damage numbers and good damage reduction numbers, so that's pretty good. Then after that, if you have this character at like, you know, 7 stars plus, then he's also a really good character. Both being in Z tier, that's going to generate a lot of points. Other good characters to choose from, though, that's not, you know, they don't specialize in strike, but you know, I think they're good Z tier characters. Is the EX Kid Gohan here, and then the Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks. After that, let's talk about the S tier characters. S tier characters for strike base, I'll probably say is Drip Trunks, Green Shredder Trunks, and then I'll probably say like the free to play Super Saiyan Teen Trunks, and then the Super Saiyan 2 Adult Trunks. All the other ones not really the biggest fan of in terms of the S tiers. They kind of got hold this season, but in terms of the main characters here, this guy is supposed to be representing Ultra Beast. If you have Ultra Beast, rock him. I'm gonna show you guys some other yellow options, but he's supposed to represent Ultra Beast. So for your main 6, you're gonna want Pan. I mean, for both teams, Gohans are the best characters for hybrids, so you just want to put Pan for HP, and then the extra support buffs she gives for Gohans, and then the debuffs she gives for the enemies. You gotta have her. After that, I put Bull Vegeta because they're in the B tier spot. So in terms of the healing and the support she gives for her allies, it's gonna be nuts. It's gonna be pretty insane, just giving more support buffs for all the Gohans to do more damage. Then, like I said, for the left and the right, you just got Blue Beast and Red Beast. And then for the green, I decided to go Drip Trunks. I could have did like LF Super Saiyan Teen Trunks, but I just didn't want to have 5 C tier characters. Or I'm already pushing it overboard with 4. But I feel like you can definitely just do so with it, right? You know, you definitely can. So I decided just to go with 4 C tiers and then have the other ones just be boosted characters. So that's basically the team I have. Now, in terms of the replacement for each colors for the strike-based side of hybrids, red, number 1 is going to be Pan. Number 2, I would say, is going to be Red Beast. 3, I'm going to go with Nerd Gohan. And then 4th, I'll probably do like Great Saiyaman 1 and 2. If you want to like Zenkai buff Nerd Han, or like Red Beast, for example, you want to do like a triple red with, you know, them. I mean, they were actually Zenkai buff. What's the name too? Red Pan, because she's movies as well. Yellow, I mean, number 1 is definitely Ultra Beast. And then number 2, I'll probably say is Gotenks. And then number 3, I'll probably say is Yellow Goten, because he gives support, double offensive Z abilities, and then he gets a guaranteed blue, I believe, turn 2 when he transforms. So in terms of strike base, and then I'll probably say Pan Trunks Giru. I'll probably put them in there as well, top 4 for sure. All the other ones are blast based, so I'm not gonna talk about them. Purple wise, I go Bull of Vegeta just because of the support and damage. And then all the other characters are pretty much more blast based. Now granted, Grunks, this tag Grunks here, they are blast based, but they have equal stats. So I mean, they are getting guaranteed a blue card every other match just based off their kit and their special move gauge that they gain. In a sense, you could definitely add them number 1. or number 2, depending on if you're valuing support and damage or damage. One of the two, you just put one to one or number, or the other one number 2. Doesn't matter. Then after that, in terms of strike base, I mean, I'll probably do like green sweater trunks, and then I'll probably do like maybe revival Gohan. After that, in terms of green, I mean, green, I think overall is probably LF Super Saiyan. My bad. LF Super Saiyan Team Trunks. Then it's probably Drip Trunks. Then it's probably the Tag EX Gohan, or Tag EX Grunks for the strike base side. Yeah, for strike base. After that, blue, I mean, it's pretty much just gonna be Blue Beast Gohan and Soda Hope Trunks, and then Grunks. That's pretty much gonna be the best 3 blues for the strike base side of the team. And then let's hop into the last team. Is gonna be the hybrid side, Blast base. So I'm gonna catch you guys there. All right, last team is gonna be Hybrids Blast here. So let's get straight to it. So let's talk about the Z tier characters. For the Blast, I think these are the best Z tier ones. For the Blast, it's going to be the EX Purple Kid Gohan here, and then that green EX Super Saiyan 3 Go Tanks. There's some other good. There's also 2 other good Z tier options if you don't care about being them being strike base. Is the Kid Transforming Trunks, and then the EX Super Saiyan Adult Gohan, not Adult, Teen Gohan. After that, we do have the S tier characters. I just don't think the S tier characters are Blast base, but I'll still put like Green Shredder Trunks because he has a double offensive Z ability, so that's going to help with the Blast base Z ability. And then, like I said, it's pretty much Drip Trunks, which is strike base, and then this Trunks here is strike base, and then this Trunks here is strike base. But their Z ability that doesn't even include Blast, so I'll kind of put them in the lower tier, and like he's kind of just universal just because his regular Z ability, which is nice. After that, for the main 6 here, you're pretty much gonna rock Pan still because all the best like offensive characters are Gohan characters. The green revival Gohan is supposed to represent Ultra Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, so if you have him, rock him. Just the counter that he has is ridiculous. It's pretty insane. Then after that, I have Ultimate Gohan, another good offensive purple Gohan. That Pan gives more damage and support and love. And then Grunks here just because they have Gohan, so Pan is gonna give more love to them. And then on the top I have Goten. Goten is kind of representing like Bull of Vegeta, but just on the Blast side. He gives extra support and damage for Goku and Gohan characters. And since it's hybrids, and Gohan is kind of just the best hybrids character that the team has currently, then I decided to add him on the top just for more support and healing for those offensive Gohans. And then at the bottom, have Goten. I didn't want to add in 5 C tier characters. I could have added in TV. If you want to add TV, you guys can. I just didn't want to add 5 C tier characters, so I decided to add him just because he has a double offensive Z ability. He gives support for the people on the left diagonal and the right diagonal of him, and then he gets a guaranteed blue card, so that helps with damage and killing characters. And yeah, that's pretty much it with the team there. So I'm gonna talk about the best colors for each, the best units for each colors for the the Blast base side. Number 1 for me is Pan, and then after that, number 2 I'm probably gonna say is Go Tanks. Yeah, that's pretty much it here. I'm not really the biggest fan of FSK's kit. I don't think it's all that good for TOP. So I think it's really just Pan and Go Tanks, and all the other ones. Nerdhan is probably 3rd because he has a double offensive Z ability. And I think his stats are, since he's a support character, is pretty even. So I'll put him 3rd. After that, I'm going to put Yellow. After that is going to be Yellow. It's going to be, like I said, Ultra Beast. I know he's not Blast, but he's just by far just the best character for Yellow. Then after that, I'll say TV. I would say Go Tanks. And then I'll say Yellow Goten. For purple, I'm going to say Ultimate Gohan, Grunks. And then I'm going to say the Goten, just because he gives support buffs for the Blast. And I think he actually is Blast, or like he's equal. He's more catered to Blast as well. So I'll put him 3rd just because of his support and decent damage, support and healing for the, for Goku and Gohan characters. Green, I'm going to do Ultra Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, and I'm going to do Revival Gohan. or Cryhan. And then I would probably say third, if you're rocking some Trunks characters, I'll probably add him in there, but I don't think he's in the S tier, so I'm not going to add him. I would say this EX Grunk's probably third, and then I'll probably say like this Transforming Future Gohan is probably fourth, and then last but not least is going to be Blue. Pretty much for Blue, it's pretty much just the tag Grunks here, and then I'll probably say it's going to be this Super Saiyan Gohan, the free to play, and all the other ones are just going to be like Blue Beast or Soda Hulk Trunks that's strike based. So yeah, that's pretty much it with the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Like, comment, subscribe, and rough, and I'm out. Peace.